You found Wake Up Weather on ABC7 NY. Maybe you don't want to find this forecast. It is going to be a very rough weekend, some very dangerous cold, and we'll lead it off with a hit of snowfall that'll drop some light accumulation around the area and make for some slippery travel, especially the deeper into our Friday night that we go and into your Saturday. So this is the coldest air of the season, believe it or not, in an already very cold winter, and what we're focusing on is that Saturday morning temperature, which will be dropping down to 6 degrees in New York City and probably feeling like about 15 to 20 below, so seriously cold to be outside. We go from Friday's high at 32, and we had several days around freezing this week, the average high 40. We haven't seen that in forever. It's been 2 weeks since our last above normal day. By 7 in the evening on Saturday, we're closing in on about 10 degrees, 11 degrees, and it feels like 10 below, but we're still dropping at that point. So extreme cold warnings up for the entire tri-state area for wind chills Saturday into midday Sunday of 10 to as much as 30 below zero. I mean, we're talking about those wind chills well north and west. Frostbite can set in 15 to 30 minutes. We also have wind alerts across the area because this chill will be coupled with fierce winds that are gusting over 45, maybe 50 miles an hour in some cases. The strongest winds just to the south. Most of the area is in a wind advisory, but it's a high wind warning over parts of Ocean County. So what can you do? Obviously layer up, limit any skin exposure that you can. Make sure you're wearing the hat and the gloves, maybe the mask. Check on your neighbors, keep the pets indoors, only let them go out for a short period of time, and know those signs of frostbite. Is your skin looking pale, or you're feeling some numbness or some stinging? Make sure you get right inside. In terms of the home, something we can do here before we get into the weekend, make sure your furnace is in working order, keep all those tanks full. You know, you have only, let's say, a quarter tank of gas, and if you keep your car outside, or even if it's frozen in the garage, there can be condensation that freezes up inside the tank and you have some damage. Clear those vents and roofs. Drip faucets in the kitchen or bath, especially if you know that you have pipes that are particularly vulnerable. Make sure that they're dripping. Those faucets are dripping, they're connected to those pipes. Disconnect and drain any hoses. Probably don't have any hoses out this time of year, but if you happen to forgot from the warmer season and still outside, make sure they're disconnected. And check the tire pressure, of course, especially if you keep your vehicle outside. You can easily lose some of that pressure. So snow showers and squalls. First of all, we have evening snow showers on Friday that evolve into a line of heavier snow showers from about 1 to 7 in the morning, and that's during the overnight and into your day on Saturday. There will still be lingering snow showers during the day, especially from the city eastward. The weekend, we go dangerous sub-zero wind chills probably by about lunchtime on Saturday, and that's where we stay into midday Sunday. The extended forecast, we're getting back near freezing by about Tuesday. The several days later next week, they're in the mid-30s. It's not a big warm-up, and there also could be a couple of minor weather systems in there, but at least it's a little bit above freezing. So looking at that Futurecast, when that squall line is starting to move through the Poconos, Catskills, northwest New Jersey, between about 1 or 2 in the morning, I think it's over the Hudson Valley and into New York City close to the 3 o'clock hour. And it might not be a solid line, but there'll be some heavier snow showers and some bursts that quickly put down some coatings. And then that moves its way through the island between about 3 and 6 in the morning. Same thing in Connecticut, and then moves offshore. But then we're not done with it just yet, because there's a storm offshore and there's a trough that is connected to that extends into our area. Now, the one difference from yesterday, it looks like it's a few miles farther east, so you'll see that indicated in my snowfall map where I see the highest totals. I've pushed it a little farther out on the east end. But if you notice, we could still have some snow showers that are swinging in from the east that continue even into the evening hours tomorrow over parts of Connecticut and Long Island. And you know, some of those come steady and you just keep adding up little accumulations there. By Sunday morning, brutally cold, single-digit temperatures, but sub-zero temperatures off to the north and west. The wind is still cranking, and we only get to about 15 or 16 degrees, maybe 17 on Sunday, feeling like it's sub-zero for much of the day. So I think for New York City, the most common amounts will be about a coating to an inch. Same in New Jersey. Across the Hudson Valley gets a little tricky. I mean, I think the Catskills and Poconos are 1 to 3 inches. The eastern parts of Dutchess, Putnam, and parts of Westchester County could be in that 1 to 3 over into Fairfield, and that'll probably go into parts of Long Island, especially Suffolk County. And then you go out on the east end, and that's where we have a better chance for seeing 3 inches or more. When you look at this 1 to 3 inch area, there might be a little more enhancement that makes an inch or two that goes all the way into northern Westchester, Rockland, and a little bit more Putnam. And there might also be some amounts that go north of an inch once we get into northern Orange County, so near that I-84 corridor. Just keep that in mind. Forecast gusts. We already see the breezes picking up on Saturday morning. Some gusts to 30 miles an hour, and then it just goes to another level once we go into the afternoon. Some gusts over 40 miles an hour. I mean, this is just a model-driven forecast. If you see some of these other shades of pink in here, we're going to get some gusts that go 45 or 50 miles an hour. A brutal wind bringing in that cold, and I think the wind gusts will stay north of the 30-mile-per-hour mark through about midday on Sunday, and then start to taper a little bit, but it's still blustery on Sunday. So when you equate that to wind chills, Saturday morning, we're in the single digits, but already dropping sub-zero. It's a pretty wild weather map because the Arctic front is moving through it this time. So it could feel like it's 27 in Montauk and 15 below in Monticello. Quite a range there. I mean, nearly what, a 45-degree range, a 42-degree range. Just incredible there. Now, as we go through the midday hours, this is when I think we're seeing sub-zero wind chills reach New York City and then take over the entire area by Saturday evening. 8 below in the Park, 14 below Newark, 10 below in Islip and Belmar, and 21 below in Monticello. It is a brutally cold night into Sunday morning where temperatures and wind chills bottom out, maybe as low as 30 below up in the Catskills and Poconos. And then we go through the day on Sunday, and the best we can hope for is maybe a wind chill near zero during the afternoon hours. So AccuWeather alerts all weekend long. It's 20 at 7 in the morning tomorrow, mostly cloudy. The wind is starting to pick up. There are snow showers. They're especially east, and at that point, it feels like single digits in the city, but already is feeling sub-zero north and west. That's going to be a tough target to nail that temperature at 7 a.m. because the Arctic air is just about ready to rush in. It could be anywhere from upper teens to even mid-20s, so somewhere around that 20-degree mark, and then temperatures start tanking throughout the day, and we're in the lower teens and probably around 11 by the time we get into the early evening hours. So falling temperatures, lingering snow showers, especially east, the winds increasing, sharply colder, and sub-zero wind chills by afternoon. Tomorrow night, down to 6. That would be the coldest temperature of the winter so far. We've been as low as 9. A few flakes around early, and a frigid wind will make it feel like about 15 below in New York City. Here's the 7-day AccuWeather forecast. So after this brutal weekend, it starts with snow and continues with frigid cold. It's about 25 on Monday. Still brutally cold Monday morning. On Tuesday, not as harsh. We will see increasing clouds. We should get close to the freezing mark that day. A weak system, not sure whether it's just kind of fractured or goes to our south. It doesn't look like a lot, but it could be a little rain or snow, some type of light wintry mix. Doesn't look like a big deal. Although we're in a storm track where I think we're just going to hang on to a lot of clouds late next week, even though we get into the middle 30s. We might have to watch out for some storminess in this period, some additional storminess that I'm not depicting just yet because I don't have any confidence in terms of when that timing is going to be, because things are going to be moving on the weather map very quickly. That's a challenge in the forecast in terms of the timing of any features in the long range. But we'll keep you posted. If you're really looking for a major thaw and a big warm-up, I actually think it's going to be a week from this time. So sometime in the 17th or 18th of the month, it looks like we really pop and maybe get into the 40s and 50s. But until then, it's just going to be a toothful. So that's the way the forecast goes. Stay really safe this weekend. Protect yourself from the cold. You can always get updates on your AccuWeather forecast right here on ABC 7 NY 24/7.